Imagine waking up, driving to a gas station, and seeing a line stretching for blocks. People waiting for hours, fuel prices climbing every week, drivers panicking, businesses struggling. Now imagine one group of people simply driving past the chaos, plugging in their cars at home, and paying a fraction of the cost. That's exactly why electric vehicle sales are suddenly exploding around the world. Because when fuel becomes expensive, or difficult to find, people start looking for alternatives. And for millions of drivers, electric vehicles are no longer the future. They're becoming survival tools for the modern economy. For more than 100 years, gasoline and diesel powered the world. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, airplanes, factories, entire economies were built around oil. And for decades, most people never questioned it. You simply bought fuel, filled your tank, and kept driving. But there was one huge problem. The entire system depended on stable oil supplies. The moment global supply chains were disrupted, everything changed. Wars, political conflicts, shipping disruptions, economic sanctions, refinery shutdowns. Suddenly, fuel prices skyrocketed. And in some regions, fuel even became difficult to find. Long lines at gas stations started appearing again, something many people thought only happened in history books. That fear changed consumer behavior almost overnight, because when people can't predict fuel prices, they begin searching for control, and that's where electric vehicles entered the spotlight. At first, many people ignored electric cars. They seemed expensive, charging stations were limited, battery technology still had problems. And honestly, most consumers didn't see a reason to switch. Gasoline was still affordable, but rising fuel prices completely changed the conversation. Drivers started calculating something very simple. How much money am I spending every month just on fuel? For some families, fuel became one of their biggest expenses. Meanwhile, electric vehicle owners were charging at home for far less money. That suddenly made EVs look incredibly attractive, but it wasn't only about saving money. People also wanted stability. Gasoline prices can jump overnight because of global politics. Electricity prices are usually far more predictable. That gave drivers something they desperately wanted: certainty. And once early adopters started sharing their experiences online, more consumers became curious. People realized electric cars were no longer strange, futuristic machines. They were practical, quiet, efficient, cheap to operate, and technology was improving fast. Then governments stepped in. Many countries realized they had a dangerous dependence on imported oil, so they began pushing electric vehicles aggressively. Tax reductions, purchase subsidies, cheaper registration fees, investment in charging infrastructure. Some governments even announced future bans on gasoline vehicles. That sent a strong signal to automakers: the future is electric. Car companies responded immediately. Suddenly, every major manufacturer started developing EV models. Luxury brands, budget brands, sports car brands, everyone entered the electric race. Competition increased, battery costs started falling, and prices slowly became more affordable. Consumers now had more choices than ever before. Electric vehicles were no longer niche products for technology enthusiasts. They were becoming mainstream transportation. As electric vehicle demand exploded, entire industries began transforming. Battery factories expanded rapidly, charging stations appeared everywhere, and nearly every major car company entered the EV race. Modern electric cars became more than transportation. They started behaving like smartphones on wheels, with software updates, advanced technology, and lower operating costs. Investors quickly realized EVs weren't just a trend. They represented one of the biggest industrial shifts in decades. But the transition still faces challenges. Charging infrastructure remains uneven. Battery production depends heavily on mining, and many countries still need stronger electricity grids to support millions of EVs. Even so, consumer behavior is changing fast. People no longer only ask, "How fast is this car?" Now they ask, "How efficient is it? How much money can it save me? Can it protect me from rising fuel prices?" And every fuel crisis pushes more people toward electric vehicles. Not because EVs are perfect, but because people want stability, lower costs, and alternatives to unpredictable fuel markets. The world is entering a new era of transportation, and the shift toward electric vehicles is accelerating faster than ever before.